I could talk to you hours about him, but we'll talk a bit about chanting and in terms of Maharaj-ji suggested you do it, or did he lead you into it?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Not doing, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my accent.
Well, we, well, first of all, you know, as foreigners in a foreign country who wanted to get closer to Maharaj-ji, we would look at what the Indian people did, who were his devotees. And we noticed that they treated him as if he was Hanuman himself, the monkey god himself, that he was God himself. And Maharaj-ji himself would build Hanuman temples wherever he had quite a few, not quite a few, but maybe, I don't know, at the time, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 temples around northern India. Small, simple little temple, not big, fancy things. So we heard about this hymn called the Hanuman Chalisa. So I had the idea, I thought, well, you know, if we learn this, we could sing it to him. And not only will it give us a way of entering, you know, we'll be able to spend more time with him, because that was our goal in life. That's all we wanted to do, was sit and stare at him, you know, because you know how it is when you fall in love. Remember the first couple of days when you fall in love with somebody, you don't want to take your eyes off them. You don't want to be away from them for a second. And that's what it is still after 50 years. That feeling, you know, unfortunately our karmas and the habits of thought and our stuff takes us away and keeps us busy in the world. So spiritual practice is the practice of coming back to that place. So we learned to chant because we wanted to be with him. And that means inside or outside. Because now, where is he? We can't go sing to him in a physical body, but his presence, the love is within us. And so the chanting, and he said, from going on repeating these names, everything is accomplished. What more do you want? That's a fucking guarantee.
Yeah.
But do we believe it? And with how much of our hearts do we actually believe that? Maybe 2%, if we're lucky. But he said it. It's true. But still, how much time do we spend doing what we should be doing? Our own stuff prevents us. It's amazing. It's so extraordinary. But karmas keep unfolding, and I suppose most of us have the feeling that we're getting closer to that presence, to that love as time goes on. Hopefully it's not a delusion. You never know.
And how did it transpire? You went to the studio and you asked them, or I can't remember that part. You asked them whether you could chant there, and then they said you can chant for like 10 minutes or something before we start the yoga, and then they went away. Yeah. And then at the time they went away, you started chanting for an hour or something.
Yeah. Well, they went away. So for like quite a while, a couple of months, every Monday I would sing for like, I guess 15 minutes or so, and then they would do their Q&A with their student. There were only 10 people there.
Right.
And then I arrived one day, and usually there were 3 pillows put out in the room for me and David and Sharon. So, but this day I get there and there's just 1 pillow, and I said, well, where's David? Where's their pillows? And the woman who ran the center said, oh, well, they left for India. Oh. So I just sang for like 3 hours. Every Monday I would just sing. And then after, they were gone quite a while, actually. They were gone 3 or 4 months at least, I think. Maybe a while. So I remember I came and they were there and said, oh, hey, how you doing? Great, you're back. That's good. So I started singing, but I forgot they were there. And I was singing for like 45 minutes or so. And I went, oh, shit. And I looked over at them like this, and they looked at each other and went, okay. So Mondays became my day, and every Monday I went and I sang, and
Were people into it?
people started showing up. There was there
Right.
was no publicity or anything. The word
Yeah,
just
yeah.
spread, and there were lines around the block. The place was filling up. It was amazing. So that's how it all started. Then I thought, well, I need to be singing with people. That's what I want to do and should be doing. So why don't I make a CD of chanting so people will know what it is? It'll be like a calling card. That's all.
Yeah, yeah,
Otherwise, how do they know
yeah.
what it is? So we
Mm.
made the first CD, and it went everywhere in the world. I
It's so weird, isn't it?
This
Yeah,
was all
yeah,
Maharaj-ji's play.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It went everywhere. Every yoga
yeah,
studio in the world was playing it almost.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, I remember.
I
Yeah,
started getting invitations
yeah,
to
yeah.
come sing here and sing there, sing there. It all started. People ask me all the time. They say, how do I bring my chanting to, people? I said, how the fuck do I know? I had nothing to do with this.
But did you did you have to practice a lot, or did you have to learn new ones, or
No, I
yeah,
just
you knew
started singing.
so you knew them all from back ways.
Well, when I first started singing with people, I sang what had been singing in India because we sang a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
But as
yeah,
time went on, being in America, my my sanskaras were like Long Island punk, not punk, but like garage band rock kind of sanskaras. So the chants started to change naturally. I wasn't thinking about it. I had no plan, but new melodies started to come to me, but they were more basic to my nature as a Westerner.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so the chant, just naturally took its own shape. Because I never studied Indian music. It's really,
Mm,
it's a great art. I mean, it's one of the most subtle art forms,
yeah.
but it's a lifetime thing, a lifetime. And I was just too busy chanting. I wasn't really interested. I wish I could have learned, but I didn't want to stop what I was doing to learn something. So it was kind of the way it happened. Here we are.
What do you think about when you chant, and has it developed? Have you has it developed? Have you changed since you started doing it again? Have what have you what is your
Oh,
experience of it?
absolutely. I mean, now it's since '94, I'm singing with people pretty much.
Mm, mm,
And it's been the most transformative uh, opportunity or practice that in my life. Um, I see the path as a ripening process, really much more than a learning process. I'm not, I'm not like a Tibetan scholar, or I don't study all the scriptures. I don't, learn all the,
mm.
yeah, I don't have, that's not who I am. I'm a devotee of Maharaj-ji, and I want to sing to him, and I want to sing to that love. So I just sing. But the way I see it is that the chanting is like bringing your heart out into the sun of love. And the chants are like the rays of that sun ripening our hearts. And it's a natural process because these chants, these mantras, these names, as they call it, they are powerful. They have potentiality. They have Shakti. And they're
Mm.
good only for one thing, eventually bringing you to the realization of your own soul, your own true nature. So through the repetition of the name, gradually but inevitably, that place within us is uncovered. That love within us is uncovered, and we move more deeply into ourselves. And it's not just a personal experience like like a drug experience where, well, that's not even accurate. So let's just say it's not just like this is what I'm feeling this ecstasy, this is so great. It's not like that. What it is, it changes the way you see the world. It changes the way you experience everything and everyone, including yourself. It's like the sun rising after the dark night of the soul. Everything looks different when the sun rises, and the higher it rises, the less shadows there are, and the more accurate things look.
And that's what you're feeling. I mean, maybe I'll rephrase that question more specifically when I say what you're thinking when you chant. Is that what you're feeling when you chant all the time? Or sometimes do you get on stage and just think, really, I'm not up for this tonight?
You don't understand. I share the practice the same way I do it, which is you chant, and when you notice you're not paying attention, you chant. Nothing more is required. When you notice you're thinking about something, you let it go and you come back to the chant. People ask me all the time, what do you experience? And I say, how the fuck do I know? I let it go like, 300 years ago, or I let it go, when I was chanting. I didn't write it down. I don't know what I was. I just let it go and I come back to the name.
Right.
What we need to do is develop the ability to be here and stay here and live in this present and presence. We don't need to be taking notes on how stupid we are. We know how stupid we are. We don't need to prove it to ourselves.
Very true.